Hey y'all, welcome back to Bridge the Gap podcast. My name's Lauren,
And I'm Scott.
and World Cup's kind of taken a downward spiral if you've been following.
Yeah, it sucked.
We're not going to talk too much on it, just because my blood pressure will go unbelievably high. But
Yeah.
USA is out, Portugal is out, and
Brazil is out.
Brazil's out. Somehow Argentina pulled off the win. Somehow we all know how, but it's okay. We'll just die.
Yeah. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I don't know, man. I saw a post that was like, seriously, FIFA, you make it so obvious that that team gets the preferential treatment.
100%.
And I just can't stand it. I just think, I mean, literally he said, let great players earn it on the field, and it's like how in the world, I don't know, man. I'm still not over what they did 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And just freaking crowned him. I mean, it was inevitable that he was going to win. I mean, they brought up a black cape for him,
Yeah.
And now this year, it's like the same thing. It's just, I don't know.
Thing.
It gets draining. I don't know.
And it sucks too, because everyone's like, well, it's his last World Cup. Well, it was a lot of greats last World Cup, and they didn't get any sort of special treatment.
Yeah, Modric last one, Ronaldo's last one, Casemiro's last one.
Yeah, like there's a lot of greats that we're watching exit. That doesn't mean that they deserve special treatment.
Yeah.
Also, Egypt played 10 times better. Again, I just don't understand how all of a sudden in the last 10 minutes, they get 3 goals. 2 of which were called on fouls in their favor that were weak, by the way.
Yeah.
But I was at work watching it, y'all, and I had to ring it in a little bit because we were watching it like from the server alley in the kitchen. You could see one of the TVs playing it.
Yeah.
And when they scored their 3rd goal, I literally went, are we kidding? This is so obvious, this script. Of course, because Messi can't lose. 3 people from the bar looked down at me, and 2 of them were wearing Argentina jerseys. So I had to pack it in real quick. Good thing is I was already cut, so I was already doing my side work, but I was like, all right, I gotta pack it in, y'all. I gotta ring it in a little bit. But listen, there's nothing much we can do about it. I just hope that at some point it's just too late for them to try and pull it again. I hope another team comes in and just dominates.
Yeah.
Because if Argentina wins again, I'll be very upset.
It'll be disgusting.
And everyone. Also, not to get political because we're going to have a little fun episode today. But Argentinians are bad from history. Let me start over. Have a very rough history with racism against a lot of countries. So I'm not going to say all of them. That's why I rephrased myself quickly. But if you do history, if you look into the history of Argentina, it's pretty dark. And a few people that I've met have been like, yeah, Argentinians can be kind of racist. Again, I've never met someone from Argentina. I've never been to Argentina. I'm just speaking from history and what other people have said. So that's also why it's hard for me to try and root for them, knowing some of the negative history that they have.
I think the Argentinian president is pretty, I guess, conservative, Republican. I don't know. And he's done a lot for the people of Argentina. I know that. I don't dislike Argentina or anything. I mean, Lisandro Martinez is Argentinian and he's a Man United player, so I root for him. I just get tired of the script and the just overwhelming bias of
Favoritism.
coverage and favoritism. Listen, I will admit, I'm not a Messi fan. I never have been, but he could be literally the greatest player to ever be born. I mean,
100%.
Just naturally. He could
transform the game.
He could show up without training for a few months and dominate a game. I mean, he's just that naturally gifted. Whereas Ronaldo is like, the Tom Brady's of the world that just, first one in the gym, last one out, worked harder than anybody else, etc. So they're two totally different types of players. But, that goal that he scored the other day, those goals get scored all the time. I mean,
right.
All the time against Cape Verde. And they showed that replay. It felt like 100 times after he did it at halftime. Yeah. I mean, just constantly. Meanwhile, the Cape Verde goal, which was out of this world, otherworldly second goal, tied it up. And they showed one replay after he did it. And I was like, I mean, it's just the media bias. And listen, Messi can't help the media bias. I get that. Just like Taylor Swift can't help the media bias when she goes to a Chiefs game, but it still doesn't mean it's fun for the average person to see it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to watch Taylor Swift when I'm watching a football game. No offense. I know you love her, but I don't want to watch her. Just like, listen, he scored a goal, show a couple replays, move on. But for the way they fawn over him,
it's also just nothing new. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. We know he can score goals. That's kind of the whole point of being a professional soccer player.
Well,
it's not. Yeah. Also, again, Argentina is not that good to have continued to win. Cape Verde tied it up, and then all of a sudden Argentina pulls out a win. Egypt dominated the game, and then all of a sudden Argentina wins the game. It's just... And
I didn't watch the game. I was working, but...
Messi... I have respect for him because, yes, he is quite possibly the greatest player to ever do it. But I just have more respect for the players that had to work to prove themselves, like the Ronaldos. It's no one's fault. It's not Messi's fault that he was just naturally gifted, but I'm automatically just going to have more respect for the person that, put in the work constantly. And people are like, well, Messi's got humility.
No, he doesn't.
No. He doesn't. He's actually kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he is.
And y'all, if y'all have watched this World Cup, every time something goes against what Messi wants, who's the first person he looks at? The ref. Immediately. He's like, because he can't believe that it went against the script.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a sports conspiracy, but we're on a different conspiracy today.
That is a sports conspiracy, but I feel the same. I get tired of the bias, and I get tired of the fawning. I mean, listen, say what you want. Barcelona's whole program was set up for him, and he excelled. I mean, he did. There's no arguing it. But then he went to PSG and didn't excel, and then he went to Inter Miami and didn't excel. And I get he's older, but there's players that transform teams, and there's players that win in multiple countries, and Ronaldo is the easiest one to highlight for that, right? He won with United, he won with Real Madrid, he won with Juventus, he won with Al Hilal, I'm pretty sure. And so, some players just have a different thing about them. And, Messi is a product of the system. And, a lot of people argue Tom Brady was a product of the system, but then he went to Tampa Bay and won there, and New England never won again, or, didn't win after him. So, so I don't know. I just get tired of the same old story. I don't think Argentina is as good as they come across with these wins. I root against them because of that.
I do too.
But I have nothing against Argentinians. I don't know about their history that you just spoke about, but I have always said, in general, it bothers me that people think the United States is so racist, because if you've ever traveled the world, as I have been fortunate enough to do a little bit,
yeah,
we are not nearly as racist as many countries.
Right.
And, it's why this year they said if you cover your mouth with your hand, it's an automatic red card, because other cultures and countries have been known to say, pretty racist things to players of color, whether it's African players or South American players or whatever, wherever they're from.
Latin, yeah.
And so, I don't know. I think that's an issue. That's a huge world cultural issue. And I think, that's just a whole nother ball game. But I don't know.
Real quickly say before we get into the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Again, what I said about Argentina, that's just based off history. And again, I did say last episode that countries shouldn't be judged for their history. So I am
that's true.
Understanding that. But I also, again, there's some of my feelings are also because I do know people who have like family members that are from Argentina, or they have, friends whose parents are from Argentina, and behaviors that they have viewed. So mine's not completely skewed, but again, I do understand. I've never been there. Countries shouldn't be judged entirely on their history. Get it. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm just clearing that air really quickly. So no one.
I know. Because people lose their mind.
Yeah, I don't want that to be taken the wrong way. Again, my stuff is based on history and personal accounts. So, but last week we had some fun conversations about conspiracy theories and how sometimes it feels like the government is watching. And then we kind of played around with, well, what's another kind of conspiracy that a lot of people are pretty much divided on that would be fun to talk about? And last week, Dad and I were pretty much on the same page with a lot of our conspiracies. However, this week, we're going to look at the paranormal a little bit, which, if anyone knows me on the outside world, they know that I love Halloween. I love the paranormal. I believe in all of it. I watch every horror movie that's about the paranormal. Not a gory horror movie person, but I love the paranormal. I love talking about it. I love hearing other people's thoughts, and I love telling my own stories to watch people kind of squirm in their seats a little bit. But I also said last week I'd have a tinfoil hat. I ran out of aluminum foil, so I don't have that. However, I do have my Bible sitting right here because I am staying alone. So I'm not messing around with any of that nonsense. But it'll be fun because I'm fully into it. My dad has had a few moments, but he is largely a skeptic. So
yes, I am.
This will be a lot of fun.
It's so weird. Like, it's hard for me because it's hard for me because I do believe in things, but so I guess I should just come out and say it. So when I was growing up, I believe that there's other life. Like I just do. I think the universe is just far too big, and there's far too many people or worlds, planets, solar systems, suns. I mean, they've found planets that are like ours. So I just think and plus, I mean, the government said that they've been withholding some information. So I firmly believe in that. And I do firmly believe that people have had encounters. I totally believe it. And I've even gone as far when I was younger to think that, maybe we're an experiment of some other world, like Star Wars type stuff, and they're like, well, let's see what they do. We'll start a whole new civilization, see what happens. So I know that's out there, and I know that's crazy, and I know that's insane, right? Like, because it would go against, religion and organize, what we as on this earth know or believe in. So I do believe in stuff that's far out there. The hard part for me with the paranormal is I've never experienced anything.
Lie.
Now, that's not true. That's totally true. Why are you calling me a liar?
You had that experience at aunt and uncle, their wedding place.
Okay, that's true.
Not personal, but you felt
it felt weird.
It confirmed what mom had been telling you.
It felt weird. Now, your grandmother, my mom, so we lived in New Jersey when I was an infant, and my parents always described this, that they had a big, tiny house, but they had a big window in the living room, and they had a rocking chair. And so the rocking chair faced into the room. And every morning my mom would go out, and the chair would be moved facing out. So, and she claims that she would see it rocking and all that kind of stuff.
And she's a very religious woman.
Very religious. And so she's described that, yes, at your aunt and uncle's wedding in New York, upstate New York, that house was known to have issues. And it felt funky. Like, it just didn't feel good. It felt weird. It felt like someone was watching me constantly. I remember going up to the room in the house because it was an old, what was it? Like a whole old hitching post or something like that.
It was a Pony Express stopping place. So people would there was a bar that they would drink at downstairs.
And so there were people that were killed there, in bar fights and all that kind of stuff. And so, they said it was haunted. In our room, the door closed a few times without us doing anything.
On the wardrobe door opening, like mom said?
Like your mom said. And when I went up there during the reception, because I think your mom was cold or something, so I went up to our room. And you go up to the top of the stairs and you turn right, and there's a hallway, and there's a bathroom on the left. Our room was on the right, and our room had a balcony out the front of the house. And I just remember that when I got to the top of the stairs and turned right and it was dark, that it seemed like the hallway extended, almost like
Poltergeist?
Like Poltergeist or The Shining or one of those. And so, I get it, but other than that, it felt like it wasn't that big. You know what I mean? It just, I just haven't, I don't have dreams. I don't remember dreams. I've never woken up and thought somebody was in the room. I've never, I don't know. I just don't believe or fantasize in it as much as maybe you and your mom do.
Yeah. So I'll tell a few of my things as to why I do believe in them. I won't be too long because then we'll kind of go into other people's stories and famous places and stuff like that. But for one, when I was a kid, one of my first memories ever was that I had a friend in the ceiling at the townhouse, and mom confirmed that pretty much for me, that I had tapping in my room, and she came in one night and there was a shadow on my ceiling and I was kind of blankly staring up at it. So mom confirmed that one for me because that freaked her out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad y'all kept me after that, because if my kids start seeing demons, whoops, we left you behind. I don't know what happened. And then I had dreams with that same friend in it until I was 16 years old. Where she'd come and visit me every year. And the night before my 16th birthday was the last time that I saw her. And in the dream, there was a cat in my doorway. We don't own a cat. I woke up in my bedroom at our house. There was a cat in the door with a spotlight on it. We don't own a cat. But I'm in a dream. So I'm like, ooh, kitty. So I have the cat come up. And I have always, ever since I was a kid, try to sleep near the windows. Especially towards my teenage years, I always wanted to be next to the window when I was sleeping. So in my bedroom at my house, I sleep right next to 2 windows. I've got one behind me and one to my right. So this cat jumps up on the bed and I'm petting it, and all of a sudden it looks at me in like a deep man's voice. It goes, "She's still in the window," which is weird because of the tapping as a kid. Like, that's how I would know she was coming.
Yeah.
And so then in the dream, the cat jumps off the bed and walks over to the far corner. And you know, like when you're on a roller coaster and your head starts to shake, how that looks?
Yes.
That like shaky vision. So that happened. Cat morphs into her. She lunges at me and I wake up for real, standing in the corner which she lunged at me from. Weird. And then one of my other favorites is with Ryan. When we stayed at that hotel down in Charleston for my softball tournament. So I walk in, I immediately look at Mom. I go, "Something's wrong with this place." Yeah. I was like, "Something's wrong with this place." She goes, "No, what are you talking about?" Lo and behold, she reveals later it was an old fort, but whatever.
Yeah.
I knew it the minute we walked in.
We didn't know. So when we booked it because I had hotel points, right? And it was an Embassy. I don't know if I'm supposed to say who it was, but it was a suites. And now I already said it. So, and so we got it because it had multiple rooms, you know what I mean?
And it was right behind King Street, which was perfect.
Right. It was right in Charleston and it got good reviews and so upon discovery, after we got there, we found out it's one of the most haunted places in Charleston, and et cetera, et cetera. So,
and I called it the minute we walked in. I told my parents, I was like, something about this place is weird. Like, I knew it. And so middle of the night, right? My brother and I are sleeping and we're on like the pull-out couch because it was like a suite room.
Yeah.
We're on the pull-out couch and the bathroom door, because it was a very old building, the bathroom door, you had to pull completely shut and it slammed. It had to. My brother and I both woke up in the middle of the night because we heard the bathroom door slam. And you can ask my brother because he remembers this too, because I remember saying, "Why would they do this to me when I have an 8 a.m. game?" Because it woke me up. And I was annoyed. And then Ryan and I both woke up later on in the night and it looked like there was a guy, typical horror movie kind of situation, but we both saw it. And that's how I know we weren't being crazy, because we didn't know any of the history prior to going to sleep that night. We both woke up and it looked like, I'm kidding you not, there was a guy like this on the edge of the bed, like holding on to the edge of the bed with like a cowboy hat on almost. But he was like this, just staring, just watching. And I literally out loud, I went, "Oh, hell no." Ryan starts freaking out. So I'm trying to like reassure him. I'm like, "We're fine. Just go back to sleep. It's fine." And we eventually go back to sleep. And then Mom the next morning had seen a guy peeking in through y'all's bedroom from the doorway.
Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah. And then that morning, my brother and I were like, "So who used the bathroom last night? Because that was really disrespectful." Like, that was so loud. And Mom and Dad look at both of us and go, "Nobody used the bathroom."
No.
And we were like, "No, someone did," because the door slammed. It woke us both up. And then that's when Mom was like, "Well, you know, I did some research into this place." So those are my personal stories as to why I'm 100% a believer. I've also had dreams of family members right before they've passed away or after they've passed away. You know, just a lot of prior to knowing they passed away, by the way. So yeah, just a lot of personal spiritual things that I've had happen to me that make me a believer. But you grew up in a very haunted area, I'm pretty sure, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird thing because, like, I guess I'm more realistic, and if it's not in front of me, it's hard for me to believe it, and that's why I waffle so much. Because you're right, my mom has shared her stories, and I believe my mom, right? And then we've had that incident in Charleston where I was there, right? And then somebody else, I think, stayed there once, and they heard someone screaming down the hallway.
That was my teammate.
Yeah. And then you read the story, and they're like, well, it was because of the story about, whatever. And so, like, I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, but then, like, the thing that just baffles me, I guess, is the fact that, like, you and your mom will have these dreams, or you'll have these experiences, and I'm laying right next to your mom, or I've been with your mom for 25 years, and it's like, yeah, that's never happened to me. So, right. So it's like, so I waffle but then I sit here in the same frame and be like, I still believe that other worlds exist and aliens and they've had encounters with people, but it's never happened to me. So how can I believe that and not believe the other? So I waffle back and forth with it. I think the thing that's really hard for me is, like, with my dad passing, I've never had any experience at all. You know what I mean? I know. And so did my mom. And so I'm like, well, then why would he exclude me then? That's where my
Heather too, if it makes you feel.
That's where my skepticism comes from, is like,
yeah.
Like, it was my dad, right? Like, I should be the one that experienced it, Well,
they do say that, like, women, we've talked about this, like how women naturally are versus how men naturally are. And women tend to be a little more empathetic and kind of spiritually and feeling kind of thing. So people do say that that's why a majority of mediums are women, because we are open enough emotionally and spiritually to welcome energy like that.
Yeah.
So that's a theory, if that's makes you feel better, is they do say that women are just naturally more susceptible to that kind of thing. That's why in horror movies it's always a little girl or the mom getting possessed, because it's just women are just more susceptible to it kind of thing. So
yeah,
maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Open yourself up, man.
Well, it's weird.
Open your soul to the universe, man.
It is weird. Like, and that's why I feel like I sound like an idiot. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, well, but because I do go back and forth with it. I really, truly do. Like,
it's just religion versus science kind of argument.
Yeah. And like,
you can have both.
And I struggle with that too, and I've already talked about that. I want to believe in, like, a power. I do. I would think it would help with getting older and having faith in what's to come, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then I'm such a logical, science, math-minded person that I truly believe that aliens could create us more. That seems more logical to me than traditional religion, which, when I say it out loud, it sounds so stupid that I almost don't want to say it. And I go back to Bill Burr, because he does a whole thing where
here we go.
He's separated from his religion, and he is like, and then he laughed at people that believed in Scientology. He's like, so your guy, Ron, you wear shoes and you jump on a spaceship. And he goes, and then I've listened to the stories of mine where a woman got pregnant without having intercourse and gave birth to the Son of God. And then he walked on water, and then he came back down. He's like, so all the stories sound ridiculous. If you just tell the story of religion, it sounds ridiculous. And so I am reflecting on the fact that I sound completely ridiculous when I say that it's hard for me to believe in the paranormal, but I can believe that aliens created the earth and they're truly what our gods are. And that's why hieroglyphics and all these other, ancient civilizations show spaceships and they show stuff. You know what I mean? So I know I sound stupid. I know I sound ridiculous, but I can't wrap my head around, yeah, it absolutely is paranormal stuff, or it's absolutely religion, or it's just hard for me
To pick one?
yeah, or admit to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you think part of your struggle to believe in the paranormal isn't because it's like religion based or anything, or like do you think part of it might be a fear? Because horror movies started kicking off kind of when you were a kid, like with Poltergeist, and
scared the crap out of me.
exactly. See, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, like all those movies kind of showed up while you were younger.
Yeah.
So do you think maybe some of the influence of movies like that, like Poltergeist, that was 81. So say if you saw it when it came out.
I did.
You would be 6. Okay, so you were 6.
I was 6. I was scared shitless.
As a kid, would that not kind of just be like trauma block? Like, no, we're just going to pretend that doesn't happen. Like that does not.
I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? Like maybe.
Because you can't do anything against a ghost, man. You can't see it. So if it starts terrorizing you in your sleep, there's nothing you can do. So that is pretty terrifying.
It is. It is terrifying. And, listen, all that stuff was big in the 70s and 80s, when they all started creating
Exorcist.
them. Like, yeah, you had The Exorcist, and then you had, there was a lot of scary, scary ones, right? And then you had some that were a little goofy, like Ghostbusters, right? Came out in 84. I was 9. And so I don't know, but you make great points. Like the townhouse, when we first moved out here, I felt uncomfortable walking up the stairs a few times to our room. That your aunt and uncle's wedding felt uncomfortable. When I was a little, when we lived in one of the houses in San Diego, I'll never forget it. I was so scared of the dark. So scared of the dark. Because and it was crazy because it was probably, I don't know when Clash of the Titans came out. It was 80, 82, I don't know, sometime in there. And in Clash of the Titans there's Medusa, who has the snakes, for her hair.
And as she should.
And we were playing Clash
81.
So I was 6. And we were playing Clash of the Titans, and our house was open to the downstairs. So like you walked in the front door and the staircase went up and back this way. And then like when you got to the top of the stairs, if you turn left, that was the guest room. And then we had our bathroom, and then it was my room, my sister's room. And then around this side was my parents' room. So the whole hallway was open to downstairs, the living room. And so my parents would be like, you need to go to bed. And I'd be scared shitless because I don't know if this was always a thing. I feel like it's not as common now, but there wasn't light switches to turn lights on for every room. They were tied to like a certain plug. But if your room was arranged to where that plug didn't fit, then you would have to walk in and turn a light on, like literally turn the light on. And so I had 2 lights that were hung above my beds because I had 2 twin beds and then a desk in the middle. And so
dorm.
I know, totally. And I was a kid. And so I'd have to walk in my room, jump on my bed, climb, walk across my bed and turn on the light. And my parent, so anyway, we were playing and we were running through the hallway and stuff. And my buddy went by my room and was like, Medusa's in there. And we were just playing, right? Well, you get fast forward to that night. I swear to you, I would look in my room and Medusa was over in the corner. I was so freaked out by it. And so my parents would be like, go to bed. I was like, I'm not going to bed in there. Are you crazy? And my parents would get so pissed, right? Different generation. So, it was the whole get your ass up there and, stop being blah, 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 right? I'm Gen X. That's why I am the way I am.
You were like that to me a little bit too with the whole dark, because I was also terrified of the dark.
Yeah, but we had hallway lights and your light turned on before you even entered the room. You could just flip the switch on. Right. So mine wasn't that way. Now, but the living room was open to the upstairs. So the lights are all on. So I had lights all the way up until you got to my room, and then I had to do a twin bed's length of a walk to turn on a light. I freaked out, dude.
Yeah.
I was freaked out for years. So like, I don't know why I have such a block on it. Maybe they do exist, and maybe something happened to me by one when I was little, and I don't remember
you're just
it, and I'm
traumatized.
traumatized. So then I'm just like, screw it. They don't exist.
They don't exist.
I don't believe in them. Aliens have taken me before a ghost has. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I struggle with it, but I don't like scary movies at all. I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy them. But to be fair, I don't like any movies that make me anxious. Like, there's a lot of movies that I'm like, oh, it's just like, it drives me crazy. Like, what was the movie? It was with Jack Nicholson and I think Adam Sandler, where everything goes wrong for Adam Sandler's character.
Oh yeah, God.
Do you know what movie I'm talking about? What the heck is the name of that movie?
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up. So that movie drives me absolutely bonkers.
Anger management.
Because
well, that's because you need anger management. That's why it drives you crazy.
Not that bad anymore.
It's
I've calmed down quite a bit.
It.
I've calmed down quite a bit as I've gotten older. But
no, I get it, because that movie makes me annoyed too.
It makes me so anxious I can't watch it, because I'm like, this is driving me crazy, you know? Like,
yeah.
And that's how those movies make me feel. Like, all those movies that you guys love, The Conjurings and all those things. But
you won't even watch it.
No, because I already know that I'm going to be anxious about it, because it's like, oh, they can't even walk in a room without something happening. It
keeps you young.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Causes people to get heart attacks and die. I'm not messing. Like, I do not want.
Adrenaline's good for you.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I have enough adrenaline and enough anxious moments in my life that I don't need to go to the movies. I want to go and watch something easy, and maybe even something that's just so far-fetched that it just could never happen.
Well, my friends will make fun of me too, because, I'll be home alone and I'll choose to watch a horror movie. Like, in the dark, I will choose it. Yeah. And then I go to bed like nothing happened. I'm like, all right, bedtime.
You're crazy, dude.
I know. It is funny though, because if you think of how I was as a kid, I've evolved a lot. I was terrified of the dark. Terrified. Like, I would sleep sometimes, y'all, with my overhead bedroom light on, because I could not sleep if it were dark. I slept with the nightlight on until I was, that was my sophomore year of college? So 1920. That's how long it took me to turn off a damn light to go to sleep. Like, it took me a very, very long time. But I have always loved Halloween and the creepy things. And I would read horror books in middle school, and then Dad would be like, put it down because you're not going to sleep tonight, and then we're going to have to hear you bitch about it. Like, right. I put myself through it, but I have always loved it. And I don't know why, because really, with the amount of experiences I've had, I probably should just leave it alone. However, I am super suspicious when I watch movies like that. I watched, speaking of being on a podcast, I watched one the other day called Undertone, brand new. A24 film. If anyone knows A24, they make fantastic thriller and horror movies. And it's about a podcast. And they like do a horror podcast, and they get sent audio files to listen to. Towards the end of the audio files, they start chanting out this demon name and like inviting it in. I muted my TV so damn fast. I muted my TV. I grabbed onto my Netflix. I said, no, none of that. Like, no, God protect, we are not doing this. I don't even know if it's real demon. I didn't stick around to find out. I didn't look it up. I didn't do any of that. They started chanting, come in, blah, blah, blah. Muted. Absolutely not. Nope. So I do draw the line. Once y'all start naming demons, I'm muting it. We're done. Because I'm not inviting anything up in here.
It's
God, please.
It's so funny because it's like,
I do get superstitious.
yeah, I know you're superstitious for sure. Like, I know that for sure. I am a little bit. I'm trying to break away from it though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to pull myself away from feeling so important that I can affect things by certain things that I do.
Yeah, it's definitely probably part of why we get so anxious. Because, like, when I played softball, y'all, if I was having a really good day hitting and I had to pee, I didn't go pee. Because I was like, if I change how my uniform is right this second, I'm going to lose my mojo.
Yeah.
And that's because I did go to the bathroom one time, and the next game I struck out, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah. I used to be that way, too. I used to wear this, like, I'd listen to the same songs in certain order right before a game, or I did all that stuff. I've done it even for as a spectator, like watching a game. I'm like, okay, I'm going to wear this color underwear because last time I wore it, they won. So I've tried to break away from some of that, but I still knock on wood and I still do silly stuff, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know why, if it is real, because I did Ouija boards as a kid, and I've done that, and it freaked me out because it does move. I don't know how.
It does move.
I honest to God don't know how.
And I played it by myself one time, and I learned later that you're really not supposed to do that.
How do you do that? Aren't you supposed to have both sides?
Well, yeah, you just put both hands like this.
Oh yeah.
But I played it by myself because I played it with someone one time. I was like, oh, you're totally pushing it. I wanted to see if it was real, so I was like this. It was like just hovering. I was like, I'm not even touching. And it moved. And I learned later that you're really not supposed to play with it by yourself.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That was good.
Once I told my friends that, they were like, Lauren, are you insane?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. And I was like,
yeah.
No one told me that.
Right. Like, so I don't know. I do feel like there's certain things out there that just are unexplainable. Like, I get that. I believe that.
Things moving, disappearing.
Yeah. I know. I think my brain can understand that that's true. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, with some of the experiences that we've had, but I block it because I don't want to pursue it. And subconsciously, maybe something is wrong with me when it comes to it. Maybe because
maybe you were stoned by Medusa in a past life.
Maybe, dude. Seriously. But I think the biggest thing that causes me to not fully invest in it is the fact that, like, I've lost people that were close to me, and I don't even know if my dad died almost 7 years ago, and I don't know if I've even had a single dream with him in it. You know what I mean? That I can remember. Now, truth be told, I don't remember. I forget 99.8% of my dreams anyway. So if I have, I just don't remember it. So I think if I had more types of incidents like that, then maybe I would be more inclined to accept. But I don't know.
Say less. Here we go. I'm about to send them all.
Yeah, no, I don't. But I'm not watching any of those stupid movies. No way. Man. I am not doing it. And it seems like that's all we're making now. Like, we went through
Thank
the Marvel.
God, though.
Yeah, we went through all the superhero movies, and now it's all horror movies. It's like, come on, man. Like,
good.
Can we, like,
What do you think about it? For a long time, it was just like the 80s ones. And then they finally came out with the Conjuring series. And then it was pretty much done after that. So if you do enjoy horror movies, you're just kind of rewatching the same shit over and over. I'm going to see a movie on Thursday that I'm quite excited about, that everyone's been talking about. It's called Obsession. And it follows a hopeless romantic who uses the One-Wish Willow to win his crush, only to discover his desires carry sinister consequences. Dude, people are saying that this is the most insane and scary horror movie that's come out in the past few years. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Are you going with your like a friend?
Baby?
Sorry, my bad. I just walked right into that one, didn't I? My bad.
Yes, I'm going to watch a movie and then we're going to go to dinner with my friend.
Okay, we'll leave it
Very
at that.
Scooby-Doo solved the mystery.
You know,
I wonder who it is.
Right, and it's so funny because I loved Scooby Doo when I was a kid. Like I'm serious.
I love Scooby-Doo.
This may be like an intervention because maybe something happened to me. No, maybe something happened to me, and I'm not. My conscious mind hasn't fully grasped it, and so I just say, "Nah." Because I loved Scooby Doo when I was little. I watched Poltergeist when I was 6. I loved all that stuff. But now I don't. But I still, nope. Even Poltergeist 2 with that old man let me in.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. That freaked me out. I'm still, and that came out in probably, what, 84 or something?
I think so.
That freaking trips me out. Now, here's the crazy story, too, is like all those people, like all the kids died from that movie that were in that movie. And that, the little girl.
The 2 girls did.
Right.
The little one was killed by her dad.
No, she had like an intestinal infection. She died because of some rare medical thing. And I actually met her. You want to talk about a small world? Check this out.
Heather O'Rourke.
O'Rourke, yeah. This is crazy. So somehow we went to a wedding. So it wasn't a family member's wedding. It was like a neighborhood friend's wedding or something like that. And it was in where my mom grew up in the high desert of California, Victorville. And Heather O'Rourke was the flower girl in
crazy.
In 1982 or something. Because I think she was from there, or maybe one of them taught her or something.
Yeah, she's from San Diego. She was born in 75.
Yeah, she was my age. Like, we're the same age.
Yeah. She was only 4'8" when she died, though.
Yeah, because
she was 12.
She was, because she had a medical issue.
Yeah, it was a severe bowel obstruction.
Yeah.
Leading to septic shock and fatal cardiac arrest.
Yeah, at 12.
She had been suffering from abdominal pain and vomiting for months, which doctors initially misdiagnosed as Crohn's disease.
Crazy.
Because she passed away just before filming on Poltergeist 3 was completely finished, the ending of the film was rewritten and a body double was used. Well, they always say don't mess with stuff like that, like of filming. Because you are summoning things. Well, and then the older sister died. She was killed by her boyfriend.
Right. Was she
her
was
ex-boyfriend
or something like that?
Yeah, he left Hollywood and moved to. Oh, wait, hold on. She like broke up with him, and then he stalked her.
Yeah.
And because of that, he killed her.
Yeah.
Strangled her to death.
Yeah, I remember that.
And people said I mean, you hear the stories on set where they're like, yeah, I woke up and all my stuff had been moved, blankets pulled off of people.
Yeah,
like,
it was nuts. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, we got to wrap up, but maybe you're right. Maybe I had some experience and I trauma blocked it. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I just went to therapy.
You're welcome. Yeah, well, it is funny. I will end on this. One thing that I'm abnormally afraid of, and it's because I read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, those books.
Uh-huh.
Classics. There's one story in it where this guy kept hearing like knocking on his door. So he kept going to look through the peephole, and every time no one was there. And it gets creepier and creepier. And then he goes to look because it like start like a frantic like pounding. And he ignored it. And then finally he got fed up. So he goes to look through, and there's an eye looking back at him. Ever since I read that story, I don't look through people's. I actually am terrified of them. Like, even the one on my apartment, if someone knocks, I will use my phone camera first. And I will put the camera up to the peephole.
Does that work? There.
Yeah. If you line up your camera to the peephole, you can totally look through it.
Damn.
But I do that because I'm like, yo, it can't get me through the screen. Like, it cannot get me like this.
That's crazy, dude. I didn't even know that was like a real thing.
It's not. I made it up. I do it. That's it. I open the camera app and I go like this. I'm like, and if you're on the other side of the door, all you'll hear is like a as I'm sliding my phone around to try to find. Meanwhile, it's my best friend who I've invited over, and she's like, "Can you unlock the door?"
Right. You're like, you're freaking me out, man. I'm hearing scratching from the inside.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I love the paranormal. Now that the 4th of July is over, I'm officially beginning my fall preparations. I'm so ready for Halloween. It's on a Saturday this year, and I'm legal. I'm going absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, too? I'll tell you this to just my last bit. I've never been a big Halloween guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was Dracula like 4 years in a row because I had the teeth and the makeup, you know, and the cape.
Original.
Yeah, I just did it 4 years in a row. And
but it's perfect because Mom loves Halloween and you love Christmas. So you guys.
She is Halloween crazy. Yes.
That's where I get it from.
It's where you get it from. I've never been a big fan of it. So, you know, maybe that's another one of those. I buried it somewhere. I swear, I'm going to have to call the doctor and schedule an appointment. I got to go to therapy.
With a therapist.
Doc, help me with this one. Ready? He's going to be like, so tell me about your childhood. Let's get to know you. No, I don't want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you why I believe aliens created Earth, but I can't believe in ghosts. Can we go there? I can't
watch horror movies, and I can't. Go to a medium, Dad. I swear, they'll tell you.
Those are funny.
See, he won't even play around with that.
No. Well, listen, I don't even go get massages, for God's sake. So I'm a medium. That's where I just can't put it together. Because if you can see from the beyond, and if you can see the future, and you can do all through these things.
No, that's a psychic. A medium can just talk to ghosts.
Same thing.
No,
it's all
not.
lumped into the same malarkey.
It's not. It's not. You are painfully misguided.
Okay, maybe I am.
Psychics tell the future. Mediums can just speak to ghosts.
Okay.
The paranormal.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Anyway.
Well, now I'm scared because I started talking about that stupid demon, and all of a sudden out my living room, I heard a little scratchy scratch. So if I walk out there and a bar stool has moved, I'm not playing.
You're out.
My Bible's coming with me out there in about 5 minutes. But anyway, we hope y'all enjoyed these last couple episodes where we've kind of had fun. Let us know if you believe in the paranormal, because I want to see how many people out there think that I should be medicated severely, or that
if I should
go to therapy.
Seriously.
But other than that, good luck to the rest of the teams in the World Cup. I really don't know who I'm going to pull for now.
I'm pulling for England.
England, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Can't pull for Norway because of Holland, because he's at Manchester City. I can't do it.
I know.
He's also kind of terrifying.
I don't want to root for him, but I was rooting for him in the last game. Yeah. And he delivered. And the Norwegian culture and everything is so cool. So yeah, I love you know, I love all those Viking shows and all those. I love all of it. I love that whole history. So I wouldn't be terribly disappointed if Norway went far.
I just want anyone but Argentina.
But to your point, Holland's a Man City guy, and I'm wearing. It's funny. I'm wearing Roy Keane's shirt, who ended Holland's dad's career because his dad talked crap to Keane when he actually tore his ACL, and Keane got back on the field and just wiped Erling Haaland's dad out and ended his career. Not the guy to talk shit to, because Keane was the man. But anyway, I'm pulling for England. Hopefully they can pull it out of all the teams that are left. Obviously I'm gonna root
them or Norway.
Them. Yeah, really.
That's it.
And then hopefully everybody's having a good summer, and Doing well. But yeah, keep posting and sharing and liking and yeah, let us know if you believe what you believe in, and
Yeah.
we'll see if I need therapy or my daughter does.
If I need to be even more medicated.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's
Well,
it.
Awesome. And for all my summer haters, we've made it past 4th of July. It's almost over. We were almost there. Just hang
It's really
tight
hot.
with me, all right?
It's so hot.
Hey, man, I could have talked about how I passed out at work, but I guess I'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, you can talk about it next week.
Treat people with kindness, y'all. Stay cool. Stay safe. Stay undemonized. And we will see y'all next Thursday.
Don't be possessed.
Peace out.
Peace. That's funny.